The movie we're talking about today is Final Destination 6. We have a playlist you can find with all the Final Destination reviews in there. It's been a journey. We did, I think, first covered the very first one was it's about 8 or 9 months ago. It was a long time ago, so
Mm.
we've been like dotting them in here and there as we go. So if you want to watch the entire playlist, go check that out. So, Final
Cool.
Destination Bloodlines. What is the premise? So, plagued by a violent and recurring nightmare, a college student heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the cycle of death and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably awaits them all. Although, if it's inevitable, then why even bother? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a question I've asked a few times during this series of films.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, just we won't go into
go
spoilers
on.
just yet. We'll give our broad thoughts first, and then give a warning for spoilers.
Hmm.
So Jack, what's your very brief, broad thoughts on this movie before we go into detail?
I think this one is definitely a high point in the series because from all six of these films, like what we could say objectively is that like it's hit or miss on how serious the film is,
Yeah,
throughout the series, and I think this one is pretty ambitious.
yeah,
Uh, and to be honest, it's very entertaining. I think it's a huge high point in the series. The characters are actually kind of well written as well. They're not like just vessels like they were in four and five. And um, I was actually kind of rooting for a few of them. I was like, okay, these are actually kind of pretty good characters. They're not bad. Yeah, I honestly think this one's a high point for me anyway. What did you think, Mr. Carey? Did
uh,
you think it was a high point or was it another flop fest?
I was much more engaged with this one than I have been in the last two or three for sure.
Mm.
Um, I would say I would go so far as to say that this is the best one since the first one. I'm not
I think,
saying it's
mm,
a fantastic movie, but I think, and when you put it with the group of movies we've watched, I would put probably one, then this one. I think overall, the quality overall when it comes to the directing, the writing, the acting, character work, I think it is definitely a step up in quality.
yeah.
There's a lot more to dig your teeth into with this one, and just like you, I was engaged with this one a lot more, and I was particularly your one at the start in the opening incident. I was really rooting for her to
Mm.
survive, you know, even though we usually know
Yeah.
how these things
Yeah.
go. But and it threw in a few surprises. It doesn't follow the formula exactly. It kind of throws in a few things here or there that made me think, oh, that's neat, that's different, and we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, I
But
agree. There's good card. There's a few good twists in this one, and there's moments of actual tension.
yeah,
Like you're actually paying attention to the
yeah,
foreshadowing, and it's
yeah,
the foreshadowing actually lines up this time around. It's not like a bunch of nonsense that goes nowhere, and then like you're one the cheerleader. All that foreshadowing was for her to just break every bone in her body, falling off a bar. Do you remember that?
yes, yeah.
I think the deaths are very well put together in this one. They're well shot and well executed. I think.
They're in
Yeah.
in typical Final Destination fashion. They're really over the top, like
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like the opener in this one
yeah. The opener
was,
is
I think, probably the most ambitious opener in the whole series. It's
yeah,
it's really well done. Like it's one of those towers that like it looks like Cloud City out of Star Wars, and the whole thing goes haywire, and like
yeah.
a couple of hundred people die, and it's massive. And yeah, good old spectacle cinema. These films.
Yeah, like I've always got the impression with these films, like after watching them all now, that the kind of character work and plot don't seem to be the main focus. I think whoever's creating it at any particular moment is just more focused on having fun with it and creating these ludicrous set pieces. And they're more going for the entertainment factor more so than anything else, and that's fine to do too. But I do appreciate in this one that they put in a bit more character work and a bit more to kind of dig into, as I said. So I think if you're a Final Destination fan, I think you'll find this one interesting. And if nothing else, you might enjoy just the spectacle of it all, the highlight reel of deaths, as we said in one of the other ones.
Yeah. And
Uh,
to be honest with you, if the saga of the Final Destination films ends with this one, I think it's ending on a high note. I don't know if they're planning on doing another one after this, but I'm happy to let this one be the end. Really,
yeah,
I don't
so
need any more.
we'll dig into a bit more now about like how high we think the quality is. So we're going into spoilers now. So if you're a Final Destination fan, you've probably seen this already. So um, if you're on the fence about it, I'd say it's entertaining enough to be worth your time.
Mm, yeah.
Right, spoilers. So um, we'll start off with the opening incident as we tend to do with these movies. So this one is in it's this new building that's opening. I can't remember what it's called, and this couple managed to. Well, we think they get a seat, but it ends up they don't.
Yeah,
and
the Sky Tower, I think it was called.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. This is one of my. If you take all the opening incidences, this was one of my favorites. As crazy as it is and as outlandish as it is, I really enjoyed it. There's like
yeah,
a coin involved that causes shenanigans. There's a chandelier that kind of so they're on a dance floor and they're dancing over this glass.
yeah.
It seems to me that the glass breaks a bit too easy, but maybe that's what would happen. I'm not sure, but um,
Mm.
another reason
I
this
mean,
was
you think the architects would put in thicker glass because when your man is holding on to it, once the glass breaks, it's only like maybe an inch and a half of glass, and there's like 100 people dancing on it, and this is
yeah.
like hundreds of feet into the air. Like the thing literally looks like the building itself looks like Cloud City off Star Wars, and the whole bottom of it is glass, and
Yeah.
it's an inch and a half of glass. I'm like, yeah, it's not 100% safe, but like,
I think there's
yeah,
I think it's said in the film that it was kind of rushed a little bit. Was there a line in there like that where it's like maybe opened like well ahead of schedule or something, and the kind of worry is that, well, is that not rushing it? Something like that, I think. So it might have been corners cut here and there. um,
yeah. I really like the coin thing that happens where this like dumb kid throws a coin off the tower and it lands in one of the ventilation shafts and then like ends up getting stuck in a fan and it flies into a gas main and
yeah,
busts the gas pipe open and then the whole fucking place goes up in flames.
yeah,
It's just awesome to look at. Like that kind of it's very well executed CGI, I think. I think it works well.
right. I think the CGI
Mm.
throughout the movie overall is not great, but it works for what it is. For what the movie is.
Well, yeah, I mean like it's not gonna win any Oscars or anything, but it's like it's just entertainment really.
Yeah. So one of my criticisms of the other movies is that during these opening incidents, I'd like to see them put in a bit more character work, so we have a bit more to kind of latch on to than just the spectacle of the whole thing. And with this character, what's her name? Iris, isn't it?
Iris, yeah.
Yeah. Um, they do give her a bit of character, and we see that she's afraid of heights, which is um I'm also afraid of heights, so I'm on board with that. I would not go up in this thing, even if I knew it was going to be safe. I just fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. And her boyfriend, who was like, planning on proposing to her, didn't factor in that the fact that she's terrified of heights
Yeah,
before he booked this place.
he's like, oh man, I forgot you're afraid of heights.
Oh,
um,
whoops.
yeah, oops. But when everything kicks off and everything's like devolving into chaos, so we find out that she's pregnant, and even though there's madness going on around her, she goes out of her way to try and help people in danger. So I like that. It gives her, it's a bit of character work. She will put herself in harm's way to save others. So there's a few kind of bits in the opening where I'm like, that's cool. All right, that's a neat little bit of character stuff there. It's not a whole lot. I mean, throughout the movie, we have more kind of character stuff than a lot of the other Final Destinations. But I do wish that they went a bit further with it and did a little bit more with some of the character threads. But um, as I said, it does give us a bit more, and it kind of brings us in a little bit more than the other movies have, I would say. Um, so yeah, so everything's kind of the shit's hitting the fan, and the glass is cracking that they're dancing on, and people start hanging out of windows. And there's a bit where her boyfriend's hanging on, but it's because there's glass sticking through his hands, and he's hanging on like that. And I think, oh man.
Yeah.
And then she goes to help him. We also, in this opening scene, it'll be revealed later that the kid, we see a kid that turns out to be, who does it turn
Yes.
out to be, Jack? Dun dun dun.
It turns out to be Bloodworth,
Yes.
the rule explainer guy in the whole series,
Yeah.
who changes the rules in every film. As we discovered last time, it's like his rules are never consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently he was on this tower, and uh, we're in spoiler territory now, so we might
Yeah,
as well
go. Yeah.
break it to the listeners that we think that this is actually after happening, and then it cuts into like 30 years into the future, and her grandkids are there, and then her granddaughter, I think her name's Stephanie in this one, visits Iris, and Iris said, "I prevented that because it was all a premonition."
Yeah.
So the format is a little bit different than the previous Final Destination films,
Yeah.
whereas we don't know it's a premonition until later on, you know?
Yes, because I was kind of sitting there thinking, oh, okay, they're going to do the usual thing, but it'll cut back to them as they
Mm.
arrive at the building, and your one will start panicking, saying, "Oh no, this is going to happen. This is going to happen."
Yeah.
But they surprised me.
Yeah, me too. And I was really hoping that it wouldn't be the case. And it wasn't. So I'm actually kind of glad they changed it.
Yeah, because it's getting a little old at this stage, and
Oh, yeah.
it's nice to mix it up. So I was
Yeah.
like, ah, well done, movie. You got me. Nice. I'm
Yeah.
intrigued
Fair
now.
play. And that's how Iris is still alive and Bloodworth is still alive.
Yeah. And then when you see
Um,
Stephanie wake up, you have so many questions like, did Iris survive that? Like, what happened? And it keeps you engaged till because you want to get answers to this.
mm. And
Um,
then it's on that basis that Iris cheated death that her entire family of kids and grandkids shouldn't actually be alive. And
yes.
I think this is actually a pretty strong setup because the whole family starts getting freaked out because they keep getting killed off, and
Yeah.
the deaths are pretty good this time around. I have to say, I really like. They're just shocking. Like they're having a barbecue in one scene, and the dad is on a trampoline, and he gets off the trampoline and stands on a bit of glass, and a lawnmower like
Yeah.
chops his head off. Oh, it's just
No, I have to say, like, um, in terms of like any kind of tension, it was a little hard to be tense because all the deaths made me laugh because they're so over the top and just the way they're presented, that it was hard not to laugh when he fell and then the lawnmower comes over him.
yeah. The one that made me laugh the absolute most was the young girl who ran down the street and fell into the bin, and the bin got picked up by a bin truck.
I have
And she
that down here as my favorite death in the film because
yeah,
there's a
I
few
think you're
reasons.
right. Me too.
There's a few reasons I like it. One is that we're focused on the characters in the foreground, and this happens in the background, um, because you're kind of focused on the tattoo guy, thinking something might happen to him, and then she's in the background, and then she gets hit by a football, goes into a wheelie bin, and then the bin gets tipped into the garbage truck. And again, I just broke out laughing. I thought it was hilarious, but it's just the creators are having
Yeah,
fun with it. They want these fun spectacles.
yeah. I think the main character is kind of to blame because if she hadn't, I went take my hand,
When she,
take my hand, then your
yeah,
one's head never would have gotten crushed.
but
So if she had just stayed in there, they were stopping the bin truck, and they could have went quick, press the emergency stop. Someone's in there. You could have pressed it, but then your one was like, "Take my hand," and her head ends up getting crushed.
but
So
it
I kind of blame the main character for that one.
but if she
Like it was
didn't,
very
would
funny.
the rest of her not? Would she not have gotten crushed anyway? Like if she was down in it with the whole thing.
I don't know. I looked at that clip again today, and I was like, she easily had another 30 seconds before she got smushed in that big,
Fair.
you know.
It's
But
got it's got a neat setup as well because the do you know what, we're
mm,
actually going to build up to it because just before that the tattoo guy whose name I can't remember.
I think
uh,
yeah, his name's Zach. He's kind of goth, and
yeah,
he's all yeah. He has piercings.
yeah,
I actually liked him. I thought he was okay.
he was
But yeah,
prob
go on. The setup of this death is actually very clever, and I'm glad you brought it up.
yeah, so like Zach is obviously, he doesn't believe that any of this is real, right? um he has an
Yeah,
instance in it. Joe, we'll start from the tattoo parlor and then work our way up to the wheelie bin because it's very interesting. So um your one who Stephanie, yeah, so she gets a book from Iris, and the book is like, it's basically this kind of guideline of how to survive and how to cheat death, because Iris has been hiding away in a cabin on her own, and she survived all these years, hidden from death. This has been done before with Clear Rivers in the padded cell, where she's like locked herself away from death. Um, which is, it's
yeah.
an interesting concept that you can do that. You'd imagine like death could, I don't know, like get to anyone, give you an aneurysm, whatever. But
I mean, yeah. Like even if you're locked in a cabin, you're right. You could still have an aneurysm or a heart attack or something. You know.
yeah. But
Um.
so Iris figures this out and she explains it to the family. She figures out the order in which people are going to die, and she thinks Zach's going to be next, and he's like, "Oh, leave me alone, leave me alone." He doesn't want to hear it, but he's at work in the tattoo parlor and he's closing up, and then this mad sequence of events happens where it's like a chain gets caught in his nose ring, and then it gets tangled up in a fan on the ceiling, and it's slowly winding, and he's being pulled up and up and up, and then he eventually falls, and then the whole place goes on fire. But what's interesting about all that is that they find out that he wasn't actually next in the
mm,
line because um it's something like his dad wasn't who they said he was. Do you remember?
Yeah,
Um
that's right. He found
yeah,
out he was adopted, wasn't he?
yeah. So like
Yeah.
that's a neat little twist. But
Yep.
so he
Another
wasn't,
good twist.
he survives because he wasn't actually next in Death's list, right? So then I'm
Mm.
thinking, so that whole sequence of events in the tattoo parlor was completely independent of Death's plan. That was just some mad shit that happened. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, because it has all the tropes of, quote unquote death in Final Destination, all the
Yeah.
kind of weird foreshadowing and shit, but it's nothing got to do with it.
No.
So I think that scene kind of, in a way, kind of tells us that this whole death thing is just people being fucking clumsy.
Yeah. So it's just
Am
mad
I
to
right?
think.
Or am I don't know.
It's
It's
just
just,
mad to
yeah.
think that Death had nothing to do with any of that part.
Yeah. Because he survives, like he's fine.
Yeah, so he's back in the neighborhood talking to Stephanie, and he's like, he really, he still doesn't think any of this is real, even though he went through all that. Um, and they do some fake outs where you think something's going to happen to him.
Mm.
But one kind of note I have here is that, considering what's happened to other people in his family, I would be a little bit more concerned if I was him. I would be maybe just leaning on the side of maybe this is real. You know what I mean? Because like at this stage, I think two people are dead.
Yeah, I think, didn't his dad just die? Or is the dad still alive at this point?
No, the dad died because he got the tattoo of him on his arm,
Yeah.
and the an Iris died. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I would be a little bit more cautious if I was him. I'd be, I'd be like, maybe it is true. So you
I
won.
just like how oh yeah, go on anyway, go on.
Was I? So Iris is trying to convince him, and she's trying to get him to be really careful as they're walking through the neighborhood. And she's like, "Oh, stay away from these boys with the football." And he's like, "Oh, what could possibly happen?" And then Iris kind of says it out. Oh, the ball could hit or the leaf blower could blow into their eyes. The ball could hit you. You could, She goes through basically what does end up happening, and I thought that was pretty cool. So
Mm.
we see herself and Zach and her brother talking in the foreground, and in the background, everything that Stephanie said might happen to Zach ends up happening to another girl, I can't remember
Yeah,
she.
the sister, yeah.
Yeah,
The actual eldest in the family.
yeah. So she was actually
Mm.
next on the list, and she gets fucking yeeted into a dustbin.
It's honestly one of the best deaths in the film, yeah.
I think it's genuinely hilarious.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. So that's probably
Because
my.
that's always been like a weird curiosity. Like, what would happen if you actually fell in one of those? And that's
Yeah.
why the Final Destination films are great, because they do satisfy those morbid curiosities like that.
Yeah. I also love they run to the, so there's a good bit of
You
humor in here as
know?
well.
There's a great scene. I don't know if
Oh,
go
just to
on.
finish up
Sorry.
on this, because when they run to try and stop the garbage man, he's listening to some song. Do you remember what the song was? I couldn't remember. I remember laughing at it. Um, but the whole sequence is very funny.
There's another. I don't know what the song is in this moment, but earlier on when they were on the Sky Tower and there was people falling off the building, uh, that song, "Raindrops Keep Falling on My
Yeah.
Head," kept playing, and there's literally blood falling on these guys and bodies dropping.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me
They
as
did that
well.
before. They did that before in one of the previous ones, didn't they? It was like, "Why can't we be friends?" And it was a real
Yeah.
racist dude, and he was
Yeah.
burning a cross or something.
They like to do some
Yeah.
foreshadowing with the music. In two, wasn't it Highway to Hell?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
And before they go into the building, Ring of Fire is playing.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they love to do
Mm.
that stuff. It's a bit of fun. It's good. It's neat.
Yeah.
Um,
Bit of fun editing.
yeah. So we want to talk a little bit about Bloodworth because one thing I was curious about was would they carry on the rule that they established in five, or would they just leave that? I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? If they would just leave that as something that happens in five and then just kind of forget about it, the rule that Bloodworth comes up with in five, which was you can prolong your life if you take someone else's life, so you will get their years. And they did. They bring it back
Yeah.
because they end up seeing Bloodworth again. And a couple of things here. One is that I got very emotional seeing Tony Todd because this was his last appearance on screen, I believe.
Mm. Yeah.
And
God rest him.
I saw Candyman when I was really young, and I've been a fan of his ever since. He's absolutely fantastic in that movie. And he's got the best voice in horror, I think. So that was really sad. I did tear up a little bit seeing him.
Mm.
But he explains the rules, as you said. He's the rule explainer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
I just have a bit of a problem with Bloodworth himself because
yeah
I think I
go
said this to you in the last one. I think he's full of shit. I don't think he actually knows what the rules are himself. Because in
he's
every film they go back to him and it's a different group of teenagers and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna try something else on these guys," and he just makes up some shit.
yeah.
That's
I
just
mean,
what I think Bloodworth is doing. I think he's fooling with these people. But the thing is, he's always right in the context of the film. So it's like, is he an agent of death? Perhaps. I
no,
don't
I
know.
think he's just so closely connected to him because of what happened when he was younger. Um,
Mm.
but he explains to them that you can either kill someone and take their years. That leads to a really funny scene I'll talk about in a bit. Or you can, um, like in Final Destination 2, you can like essentially kill yourself but be resuscitated and that will break the cycle, which
Yes.
was the solution in the second one, even though it was established that it can't quite work the way that they said it was going to work. But the rules, as we said, they go a little bit all over the place. Um, but the
Mm.
funny rule about this one about killing someone and taking their years is that he never says it to anyone up until like five, Final Destination 5. So like, why hasn't he said it to anyone else? Obviously, we know it's because it was just made up for five. But it's interesting when you think of the
I heard an interesting theory about Bloodworth and Iris, right?
yeah.
And I was watching a video about Final Destination today, coming up to this review, and I heard this theory that Bloodworth and Iris know each other from when the tower almost collapsed, and Iris has been in that shed ever since. And everyone who survived that tower ended up dying in all these gruesome ways, and that's how they figured out what the rules were
Mm,
from witnessing the deaths of all these like random ass people.
yeah.
I just heard that on a video today. I thought it was interesting. Thought I might share it with you.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, like so, like Iris
Because a
kept
lot of
it.
people survived. She saved loads of people, and death doesn't like being cheated. So that's they probably were in contact with each other all the way through those like 30 years or whatever,
Mm,
monitoring these deaths,
yeah. It's also interesting
Mm.
that they both die of cancer. They both have cancer.
In this film.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Bloodworth,
I
Bloodworth, and Iris.
Iris gets a freaking weather vane through the face or something,
Oh,
doesn't
sorry,
she?
she doesn't die of cancer, but she does have cancer.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, no, the weather vane through the face was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I know, and it's like it's literally like the Clear Rivers thing. It's like the second she steps outside, it's like bang, dead.
Yeah,
Although Clear Rivers, I think, survived a little bit longer.
yeah. I
Mm.
had my own real life Final Destination moment. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, you have to tell me.
So I was in the
Oh,
shower the other day, and
fuck's sake.
the the shower head slipped. So I was facing away from it. The shower head slipped and fell, and it frightened the shit out of me. And I got such a fright, my head jolted forward, and I smacked my head off the glass of the shower door. And I was like, if this was Final Destination, that would have been my death right there. My head would have smashed through the glass. I would have slit my throat, and that would have been it.
Right, but if death was coming for you, right, your only answer is you have to kill someone, right?
Yeah. I
So you
mean,
need to
that's
find someone to
one.
kill him, right, Mr. Gary?
See, I would look. It was very frustrating in Final Destination 5 because that's a dilemma to bring up. Like, would you kill someone to get their years to prolong your own life? And they
Mm.
touch on it a little bit, and there's a character that wrestles with it briefly, but I would have loved to see a whole movie about that. That would have been great.
Yeah, it's a shame that that was the B plot and they never really leaned in too hard to it. Because I think we were saying about how annoyed we were over that when we were reviewing it, that
Yeah.
it's a waste of such a good concept.
Yeah.
And the second one is kind of the same as well, with life. I mean, I suppose, yeah, it's like these films have good ideas, but what the problem is with me with these films is like they're all very samey.
Yeah.
Like they introduce these concepts, but they just go back to the original formula in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Yeah, as I
Um,
said, I think they just want to have fun coming up with these elaborate set pieces.
yeah, I mean, maybe that's what the directors want to show, though. Maybe that's their artistic vision. They want to show death, you know?
Yeah.
I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that concept in five was wasted for sure.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of like artistic vision, I feel like this one does have a bit more of a vision than the last two. There's a bit more creativity with camera work and direction, I feel.
Yeah, I noticed something as well, right? The watching order of these films is five, one, two, three, six, four.
Right. Okay.
Think about it. Five comes before one, right? Because of what happens in the end of five.
Yes, yes.
And four is the final destination.
Yes.
So that's the last one. So this one isn't even the last one.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think it's so odd. But there you go.
Do you think they'll continue on after this one?
I don't know. I mean, like the directors seem like they're pretty passionate about these, and people do really enjoy them.
Yeah.
However, it's like with Tony Todd gone, that would be a kind of a huge loss. I feel like if you went to go see Seven, you'd feel his absence.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's a staple of this series. He's in all of them, even if his rules don't always add up.
Yeah.
He is a favorite character.
He's not physically in 3, but you do hear his voice. He does the voice of one of the rides. I think the devil's
Mm.
voice in the but unfortunately he's not in it, but uh, that would have been cool if he was because it would have made that film a bit more tolerable. But
I can barely remember number three. Is that the roller coaster one?
yeah. Yeah,
And the photographs? Yeah.
I think of all of them, that's the one I'd rewatch the least because I just found it so boring.
Yeah. I listen to our reviews of these films more than I actually watch these films.
Yeah. Oh, they were a blast to talk about and listen back to.
Definitely.
So the Bloodworth states these rules to them, so they're having this kind of dilemma. What do we do? What path do we take? But I think it was Zach, the goth guy,
Yes.
him
Yeah.
and his brother, yeah, the guy who's
Mhm.
allergic to peanuts.
Yes.
They decide that they're going to go the route of, ending your life and resuscitation and all this. But there's a really funny bit where they're outside a room full of babies. Do you remember? And they're talking about this rule about, oh, if you kill someone, you get their years. And they're like, well, how many years do you think, can you be sure that someone has? And then they just slowly turn to these babies. And I think one of them's like, don't even think about it. He's like, I wasn't. And then they kind of look again. I thought that bit was really funny.
I kind of yeah, it was pretty good. I kind of think that Zach is definitely taking advantage of this guy's kind
Of his what?
of thickness here.
Yeah.
Because your man isn't all that bright. Your man is allergic to peanut butter. And Zach is a bit of a sadist in this scene. Either that or he's just very foolhardy with his brother's life. Because he's like, okay, I'm just gonna kill you, like dead for a minute or two. But we're in a hospital, so you should be fine. And it's like, but mate, you're literally killing him.
Mm,
Like this is probably the biggest risk that's taken in this film.
yeah.
And your man's just like, okay.
Now we need to have a talk about this MRI machine because I'm
Oh,
no
I'm glad
ex.
we got there. Yeah, I
I
love
I
this scene.
I'm no expert, so if anyone does know about this kind of thing, let me know in the comments. But my God, it seems overpowered.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay,
fucking
I've
Magneto or
been in an
something.
MRI machine before, and I don't know if you press a bunch of buttons, does it just turn into a giant magnet?
Mm,
But look, look, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it either. Uh, but
surely it
this one
can't
is
get like that. Like that's insane.
it is one of the most gruesome ass deaths in the whole series, though. Easy.
It is so your man's piercings start to come out, and oh, you see, I think they come out of his nipples, and I think there's one that comes out of his penis, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it's fucking rough.
it's
It's
very
hard to watch.
it's a tad rough, and then he
He gets
gets
whacked in the back by a wheelchair, and the
yeah, so
bars from the wheelchair
he
start piercing through his stomach. Oh man.
yeah. It looks cool. I think like it's ludicrous, but it looks cool and it's very entertaining and it's very fun.
Yeah,
He's
it's a
like
hell of a visual. Yeah.
he's halfway stuffed into the machine and the wheelchair finishes him off. It's all the while his brother's dying because he ingested the peanut the peanut butter uh,
Mm.
thingy that they got from a vending machine. That bit with the vending machine was funny as well. I'm like, mate, like death's about. Be careful. Like, what are you doing? I'm
Yeah.
like surely he could have just paid for another one rather than going on to that nonsense. But
Um. Yeah, he starts shaking it, and sure enough, the spring comes loose in
yeah,
the thing that's holding the Reese's peanut butter cups,
that
and then when
finishes
the
off.
MRI machine is like he just jabs himself with the EpiPen, and the spring that was loose like impales him right in the middle of the head.
Yeah,
Uh,
finishes the job.
It's really funny. I don't know if you caught this visual, but just as the spring actually went into his head, it started turning, just like a venom machine.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
it was unnecessary, but I thought it was a cool little touch. I thought it was
Yeah.
definitely in there for humor.
So in terms of the protagonist, we have a bit of stuff between her and her mother. Her mother abandoned her years ago, because she was like so obsessed with death and survival that she thought everyone would be better off without her. So we've some stuff going on there. Um, Again, I wish they did a little bit more with that, but it's something. I think overall, if I've to sum up this movie, there's like bits there that I don't think they do enough with, and some of it in terms of the writing is still quite weak, and the plots of these movies are a little bit all over the place because the rules can be very inconsistent, and but the the main character decides. Oh, it's the mother that decides that she's going to go and stay in the cabin alone for the rest of her life. So if death doesn't get her, it can't get the rest of them. And the main character and her brother go along with her. I can't remember why they decide to go along with her. Is it to make sure she gets there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And
Um,
a whole mad series of events happens there. And, like the cabin explodes, and um,
oh yeah, yeah,
they
I
end.
remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, they end up in a ambulance that's kind of like tipped over and filling up full of water. Um, what's the main character's name again? Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yeah, so she's trying to get her seatbelt off, and the brother can't free her. So she ends up submerged, and the brother does eventually free her, but she's like presumably dead, and he gives her CPR and brings her back, and then they assume that that's the cycle broken. But Jack, do you
Yeah.
think that's really the end?
No, in these films, you know, the protagonists always think they got away with it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
It would be nice to see
until you know the last
someone
minute, which is a
survive.
bit of a trope in these.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Mm.
trademark with these things. But it would be nice to see one character in one of these films survive at some stage.
I mean, I want to know how it didn't come for Bloodworth yet, you know, because he's still alive after 20 years of evading death. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. And he works in
yeah,
a hospital.
that's true. Yeah, he's coroner. Yeah,
Um, so you'd
but
imagine,
the final shot of this, I'll let you explain it because it is a hoot.
which is this the
Oh, do you know when the old lady is buying lemonade off the two little girls, and the
oh, go
exact
for it.
coin that was on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
You
right. I'll explain it then. This old lady is buying lemonade off these two kids, and she uses the exact same coin that this little stupid kid from the beginning had,
yeah.
and it drops down a couple of steps and gets wedged in between like train track changings.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're called. Like you know when the tracks actually change.
yeah.
So the coin gets stuck in between two tracks, and it and just as this is happening, a doctor explains that, oh no, wait, but he didn't bring you back to life because your heart didn't stop. To the
Yeah,
main character, Stephanie. And
yeah,
Stephanie
so
looks all paranoid and panicked.
yeah.
And then her and her brother start just legging it, and this giant ass fucking train just crashes through a building and just tears up this street after them. And they almost get away with it.
Almost.
But then a random truck full of timber just impales the two of them from out of literally nowhere.
They
No
get
foreshadowing.
impaled by logs.
Yeah, another
So
trademark.
yeah, I mean it's a big over the top ending, but it's fitting for what these movies are. So the reason I don't think the
It's very funny.
So
I laughed at it.
Stephanie tried the same thing as your one did in two, and I think the difference is that in two they had to use a defibrillator to restart her heart, whereas in this
Mhm.
one I think the doctor explains that, well, you know, if you CPR, your heart didn't really stop, so you weren't really dead. Wasn't that? I believe that was the difference, right?
I think
Because it worked in
the
two, but
doctor said you were only unconscious. Your heart was still beating. Something like that.
yeah,
Um,
because CPR I believe doesn't restart your heart. It just keeps you alive until someone arrives that, you know, with a defibrillator or whatever.
yeah, I mean, I think it just is meant to just pump oxygen into your lungs, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. It's basically
Uh,
just stalling until someone can come along.
yeah. Now, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not 100% sure. It's just a guess.
Yeah, no, I believe that's how it works. Um, but in two they had to use a defibrillator, so I think that
But
was the deciding factor.
yeah.
But yeah,
Mm.
it's a hell of an ending.
Oh man, what a series. We got there in the end. We've conquered this series.
Yeah, can you believe it? We won all the way to six in the span of a
Yeah.
year.
Yep, this
Um,
is the final time we'll be talking about Final Destination on this channel.
this is our final destination. Although, how
Oh,
tempting would it be if another one came out? I mean, come on, it'd be very tempting.
say that again?
How tempting would it be if another one came out? That would be very tempting.
Oh, I don't think the listeners would let us get away with it. I think they'd be like clamoring for us to review it.
Yeah, I think so. Even just like to be a completionist, to have the whole
Yes,
lot.
exactly. Yeah, you got to be consistent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Unlike
Mm.
these movies.
We picked a hell of a series.
Yeah, do you know what? It's been fun in a weird way. Like they have been very repetitive. I was hoping that more of the movies would mix it up a little bit. Thankfully, this one did, and we do get a little bit more. There's a little bit more depth in it. Not, I wouldn't say a whole lot, and some of it isn't done the best. I think the character writing and the plot could have been a lot sharper, but I appreciate what they put in here. And as I said at the start, I was more entertained by this one than the last three, at least. So,
Man, here's the thing. I don't remember anything that happened in like the third one. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like two and three are literally just copies of the first one. I just remember the first one, and I
yeah.
don't really remember two and three that well. I remember four because that was definitely the most cartoonish out of all of them. Uh,
Four was very
and five
cartoonish.
had yes, yeah, it was almost like an episode of Looney Tunes, but
Yeah. Yes.
than a serious horror film. But five was just the one that made like the least amount of sense to me, really, and it was
Yeah.
kind of I don't think it even knew what it was.
Yeah.
But what I will give Final Destination 5, and I think I sent this to you when I was watching it, the opening song is fucking such a banger.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember absolutely jamming out to the opening song of 5. But this one, I think, for the character work that we've got in this series, I think it's definitely a step up. And
It's definitely
um, I'm pretty
yeah.
happy with it. Like, it's no longer like the dorky dude and the jock and the hot girl. And,
Mm.
so many of these films are just the types.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually didn't mind the people in this at all.
I was really invested in Iris at the start.
Mm.
I was excited to see where it would go. Um, Now, like the rest of them, it does go into the kind of realm of cartoonish and outlandish, and it doesn't maintain a very serious tone throughout. But that's not what it's going for. That's fine. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
So yeah, Final Destination. So I think we have to at some stage do a ranking of some sort now that we have them all done. Um, Even if you don't want to rewatch them all again, we could just rewatch the videos that on our channel or just do it from memory.
I suggest for the 10-year anniversary of these reviews, we'll do that. Because I don't know if I'll be watching these again for a while.
Yeah. All right. Do you know what we'll do? Do you know what we'll do before we wrap up? We are going to finish up with a quick guess the character game, but off the top of your head, just purely off the top of your head right now, your three favorite deaths in the entire series. Your top three Final Destination deaths. All right, you give your three,
Oh,
and then give your third, and then I'll give my third, and we'll alternate.
okay. Let me think real quick.
Oh, do you know what? Since we're thinking off the top of our head, in any order, just your three favorites.
Three favorite deaths.
Yeah, in any order.
Okay, I have to say the MRI machine in this one was pretty good. I
Yeah,
thought that was pretty cleverly done. You know. Well, I just thought it was like it was a hell of a visual to look at.
yeah,
Uh,
it was. It was
it's one that
crazy.
it's one that definitely sticks with you.
Yeah.
Um, Let me think now. The one with the cheerleader has definitely got to be the funniest.
Oh man, we had such a laugh talking about that one.
Oh man, I think that took up like half the episode when we were reviewing it.
With her jelly bones.
Yeah, and the Asian dude who was in the like massage parlor and he was trying to get it
Oh
on with his
god.
masseuse
Yum
and
yum
he
dim
absolutely
sum.
got his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
dude.
fucking weirdo.
Yeah, his was so anticlimactic that because there
Yeah.
was like loads of foreshadowing for that one.
Yeah.
And then it was just a very simple little thing. It
Yeah.
was like the Buddha, I think, fell on his head, the statue.
Okay, so mine would be
I think they're my top three.
the car wash. Do you remember the car wash?
Oh yeah, but doesn't she live? Doesn't she survive that?
Oh fuck, you're right. That's one of the ones she
I
survives.
was
Never.
literally gonna say that, but then I remembered that she survives it, and I was like, shit.
I totally forgot that she survives. All right, scratch that. Um. Yeah. Oh god.
What about
Uh,
your man in the swimming pool? That was brilliant as well.
you man swimming pool. Oh, do you know what? Okay, you one who fell into the wheelie bin. That's definitely up there. Um.
Yeah.
My favorite is probably it's not the most kind of like grandiose of them all, but the very first death in the very first movie because it's the most grounded, and I just really like it, you know. And they end up thinking that he committed suicide. That's probably my favorite, just because it's a little bit more grounded.
You know what I thought was a
And
really
it makes
good
you
one?
a little paranoid about slippery floors and stuff.
Is that the shower one you're on about? Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So
Uh,
I've that one, the wheelie bin,
and
and
I just thought of another one there.
go
Do
for
you
it.
remember? Do you remember the teacher who, like, her house killed her? Like,
Yes, Miss Luton.
everything in her kitchen just fell on her and killed her. Like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a that was an excellent death, I think.
Do you know what? Yes, that one. Um, Myself and Owen had a good laugh breaking that one down. That was really fun. There's also another good one. I think it might be in 3 where he goes through all the stuff in his apartment and then he ends up getting the ladder through the eyeball. Do you know, the fire escape ladder?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you notice in that scene, he's like doing some cooking or something, and on the fridge magnets spell out "I." So, um, that was really elaborate one. That was fun. There
There
you
was a
go.
very funny one where
Yep.
your man was getting dragged by a truck. Do you remember that one?
Oh
I
God,
don't know which one that one was.
that was 4.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh wait. No, you know what my all-time favorite is?
go
I've
for it.
decided.
Yeah,
The best death in Final Destination. The
yeah.
spinning tire that chopped a woman in half. At the beginning of 4. That's definitely the most ridiculous death in the whole series.
What was it? I think I said on the video that it cuts her in half like she's like it's the wheel of Sonic the Hedgehog or something. I'm like, that's not how human bodies work at all.
Oh man, it's literally a tire.
Yeah. Oh, that one's great.
It's not even sharp.
All right. Final Destination. That's us wrapped up with that for the foreseeable future. So I hope you enjoyed listening to us talk
Hey.
about them all.
Woo!
Woo! We did it.